Voting is already underway for this month's primary election.
And after the passage of new bills expanding access and security, officials are hoping for higher turnout and confidence in the results. Bodie Brooks joins us now live after speaking with the Secretary of State about the changes. Bodie.
That's right, guys. There are now 4 ways to cast your ballot in this election. The newest expansion coming to in-person early voting. But there's also more in-person absentee days, adding more safe options to the choice of mailing in a ballot or coming to the polls on Election Day.
We should just have one day. Now we've got 10.
Secretary of State Michael Adams says voting in Kentucky has never been easier or more secure.
I believe our election security is strong.
A belief shared on both sides of the aisle, something Adams believes is unique to the Commonwealth.
We have almost unanimity among Republicans in Kentucky in our legislature to make voting easier. I'm real proud of that. But the same token, I'm also proud of the Democrats. There's no other state in the country where Democrats are voting for a bill for election security.
This year, the General Assembly passed House Bill 564 and Senate Bill 216. 564 guarantees early voting hours, including a Saturday. Adams says he's casting a ballot the first day of early voting.
That's not an accident. I want to set an example. I want to show it off to Kentuckians. I'm really proud of it. This is something that for 130 years we didn't do while other states did.
The legislation also puts into law voting machines aren't connected to the internet. But Bill 216 begins the transition to paper ballots by 2024, something Adams says isn't a necessity, but a matter of trust.
We do not have significant election security or fraud issues.
There's a lot of, again, irresponsible people out there alleging that machines are changing votes. There's zero evidence of that. But look, if we can hold these things accountable, if we can actually look at them and see our vote being accurately counted, I'm all for that.
For now, the standard machines will remain, but once 216 goes into effect, it will require them to be under constant surveillance. Now, the deadline to request an absentee ballot has passed, but in-person absentee voting runs now through Wednesday, provided you have an excuse. No excuse early in-person voting runs Thursday through Saturday before the primary election on May 17th. Reporting live at the state capitol, I'm Bodie Brooks, Fox 56 News.